March 3rd is World Wildlife Day, an occasion when particular attention is paid to the plants and animals that share our planet. We depend on them for so much, and we shape their fate through our actions, actions which in too many cases are condemning our fellow creatures to an uncertain future. It is appropriate that the theme for this year's campaign is "The future of wildlife is in our hands," and that the main focus is on African and Asian elephants, which, if the current trends continue, face very bleak prospects indeed. The international community is well aware of the challenges it faces in combating wildlife crime. A prominent example of which is the killing of elephants for the ivory in their tusks. It is a fight that has to be fought on many fronts. A fight that literally has to be fought by game wardens in national parks who are doing battle with well-armed and well-organized poachers. But we also have to win the battle of the hearts and minds to educate consumers and to inform them of the terrible price that's being paid by wildlife and the people who could derive long-term benefits, financial and environmental, if the illegal trade were stopped. Unfortunately, it's not just elephants that we're seeing dramatic numbers drop. The illegal killing is taking place for other species, such as birds, that have reached critical levels, so much so that the survival of this once common species is now in doubt. Vulture numbers collapsed in South Asia in the 1990s as a result of poisoning from a veterinary drug used on livestock, the carcasses of which were a main source of food for the birds. Now Africa is seeing a very similar crisis, with vultures falling victim to poisoning, in part inadvertently at the hands of farmers trying to protect their animals from predators, but also the hands of poachers who are deliberately poisoning the birds who circling gives away the location of the elephants' bodies. Sharks, rays, turtles are also becoming increasingly threatened due to illegal fishing. They have swum the Earth's oceans since the times before the dinosaurs, but they too now face extinction. The Convention on Migratory Species, as one of the leading biodiversity-related conventions, has an important role to play with its mandate to conserve endangered migratory species. The CMS and its species-specific agreements work very closely on many issues with CITES. The saiga antelope, sharks, the illegal trade in birds, and of course elephants are just a few examples. But when I say the future of wildlife is in our hands, I don't just mean international treaties such as CITES and CMS, and the coalition of national governments and civil society that support them. These conventions are forums where strategies are developed, where conservation plans are drafted, and where policies are adopted that later become laws and regulations at the national level. But to succeed, these conventions must be relevant and understood by the ordinary citizen, and also understood by informed consumers and people whose livelihoods are dependent on wildlife. So when I say the future of wildlife is in our hands, I mean our, in this case, means all of you. It means all of us together. So let's use the occasion of World Wildlife Day to get involved. Thank you very much.